Good day. Welcome to this session hosted by the First Year Experience Student Retention Unit at UNISA. My name is Michael Dutoy. I'm from the Department of Marketing and Retail Management in the College of Economic and Management Sciences at UNISA, and today we're going to talk briefly about assignments. So the first question I often get is, why do we need to do assignments at UNISA? Well, there are two reasons for doing assignments. The first is that assignments serve a teaching purpose. Assignments help you to demonstrate to me as the lecturer that you have mastered the content, that you are capable of achieving the learning outcomes for this particular module. So we use these assignments as a teaching tool at UNISA, and they help you to prepare for the exam. In distance education, the only way that we can give you feedback is if you submit your assignment and we can tell you what you did right and what you did wrong. Secondly, assignments serve an administrative purpose. Assignments help us to know that you are an active student. We call that the proof of life. This means that you are registered, you're working through the content, and you've submitted the assignment on time and preparing for the exam. Secondly, the assignments, specifically the first assignment, when you submit the first assignment, it gets you exam admission. If you don't submit your assignments, then you won't be allowed to write the exam and finish the module. And lastly, the assignments count towards your year mark. So they help for you to build up your year mark, which then gets combined with the exam score to make your final pass mark or fail mark for that assignment. The due dates for your assignments, are in your 101 tutorial letter or on your module site, on your MyUNISA site. So it's very important that you register for MyUNISA and that you go to the module site often, because you'll find the information that you're looking for, such as due dates, assignment questions, and so forth. We'll talk about assignment questions in a bit. But your due dates are in your 101 or on the module site. The assignment questions, where you find them is largely dependent on the type of module that you are doing. So if you received a printed 101 tutorial letter, in some cases you will find your assignment questions in the 101 tutorial letter. In other cases, you'll find them on the MyUNISA module site. So now, in the world we're living in now, during this COVID-19 world, pretty much all of UNISA's material is online. So you need to get to that MyUNISA site, and you can download the 101 tutorial letter to find your questions there, or you can find them on the website itself. In some cases, there's a specific page that says assignments. In others, you go to the assessment info page, and we'll have a look at those in a second. So I'm going to try and address some of the questions that I get as a lecturer regarding assignments. And many of you would have received, maybe if you registered last year or if you registered early in this year, you would have received a study pack that includes a whole bunch of material, supposedly for your assignments. Things like a mark reading sheet, barcode stickers, envelopes, writing pads, and so forth. Well, back in the good old days, a couple of months ago, you would have used the mark reading sheet if you were submitting a multiple choice assignment and you were submitting it via the post. Your barcode stickers, you would have used that on your envelopes and on your assignment cover sheets, so that when you posted them in, we would know what's what and which assignment goes with which student number. And the fact of the matter is that since the world has changed so much, UNISA is currently only accepting online assignments. So you won't be needing the barcodes, you won't be needing the stationery, you won't be having to worry about including your address, because you will be submitting everything via your MyUNISA site, and all your assignments will be marked on screen and electronically, and they will be sent back to you via the MyUNISA site. So when it comes to questions about your assignment, the first thing you want to ask yourself is this an academic question or is it an administrative question? So If you've got a question about the content, in other words, you're not sure about a term or terminology or how to do a calculation or where you should find the answer, those are the kind of questions that are academic, and that you can email to your lecturer. Okay, you'll find their contact details in your 101 or on the MyUNISA site, and you can email them, or even on the MyUNISA site, you can go to the discussion forum and you can ask questions of your lecturer or your peers. If it's the kind of question that's administrative, in other words, have you received my assignment? I posted my assignment but I never got any response, or I uploaded it and there was an error. Those are administrative questions, and that you need to contact the administration of UNISA. And I'll talk to you in a second about how to get to the contact details for the assignment administration. So the second question, can I submit online? Of course. In fact, you have to. So in the world we live in right now, we cannot accept postal assignments. Everybody's working from home, so you know, unless you have the lecturer's home postal address, then there's just no way we're going to get that assignment to mark. So even if the postal system was operating properly, those assignments could not get to us. So we are only accepting online assignments. Now, when will your assignment be marked? Well, remember that due date we spoke about? We start marking just after the due date. And the reason for that is that in most cases, you can actually, if you submit an assignment and it's not yet the due date, and then you think about it and you want to change something, you can resubmit that assignment. So we wait until the due date before we start marking to give everybody a chance to resubmit if they want to. What happens if you post your assignments right now? As I said, they're going to sit somewhere. We are not going to get them. So for right now, make a plan to get that assignment to us electronically. See if you can borrow a laptop, see if you can go to an internet cafe. In some cases, in fact, what a lot of students are doing right now is they are writing out the assignment and then taking photos on their phone and then using a free online converter. They're converting it to a PDF and they're uploading it via their phones on MyUNISA. So how do I get the assignment results? The assignment results are released normally we aim for about 2 weeks after the due date. Obviously at the moment things are a little bit topsy-turvy, but we do try. We try to get the assignments back to you within 2 weeks of the due date, with comments, with feedback and guidelines for how you can approach the exams. Now what do I do as a student if I failed the assignment? Okay, what happens to the exam admission? Well, the good news is that you will retain your exam admission because you submitted the assignment. So in most cases, and I say this in most cases, you need to look in your 101 tutorial letter to check the rules for your module. But in most cases, submission of that first assignment gets you admission to the exam regardless of your result. The feedback on your answers and the feedback on your assignments. As I said, right now everything is being marked electronically, and you will receive notification, and on your MyUNISA site you can actually download the marked copy of your assignment. So you can see the answers, you can see the feedback, and if the lecturer has got specific guidelines, they will attach it, and you'll find that all on the MyUNISA site. Okay, so that is a copy of your marked assignment. And we'll talk about the contact details in a second, but just in terms of the types of assignments, if you've got a written assignment, you'll be able to download a marked copy. If it was a multiple choice assignment, you need to look on the MyUNISA site, and either under additional resources or under official study material, you will find a tutorial letter. It's normally a 201 or a 202, and those tutorial letters give you the feedback to the multiple choice questions and the multiple choice assignments. If your assignment is an online assignment, which could also be multiple choice, then you will find your feedback on the MyUNISA site, and that normally happens immediately. So again, it depends on your module and depends on the rules of your module, but in most cases the online assessments you will get immediate feedback. So the question is, where do you find contact details for the assignment section? As I said, for administrative queries, you can contact the assignment section. And again, the answer is on your MyUNISA page. So if you go to MyUNISA, you don't even need to log in. And you'll see at the top on the menu bar, it says Assignments and Examinations. When you click over there and you go to Assignments, you'll find all these details. You can find information about how to submit, some rules on plagiarism, where to find your results, as well as contact details for the assignment section. It's normally assign@unisa.ac.za, ASSIGN@unisa.ac.za. So how do you submit your assignments? Well, most of you have done this already for your online submissions, or for your for instance, a written essay, or you can go to My Admin. So you log into My UNISA, and instead of going to My Modules, you can go to My Admin, and then to Assessment Admin, and you'll see a page that looks something like this, and all your assignments will be listed at the bottom. And you can simply click on it and click on Submit, and follow the instructions, and you will also receive, when you've finished submitting, you'll receive a reference number or a confirmation page, and you can use that as evidence that you did submit the assignment. Alternatively, you can log into My UNISA and actually go to your module site. So you can go to the My UNISA site, into the module page, and there you'll find assessment info on the left-hand side menu, and you can submit your assignment there. It'll take you to the same page. If you're an Android user, you can go to the Google Play Store and you can download the UNISA MCQ app. So that's for a multiple choice assignment, and you can submit via your phone. So that's very, very convenient. But just note, please, that this is for multiple choice assignments only. So in other words, it's only those where you've got your questions in the 101 tutorial letter. So for some of your modules, all the multiple choice questions are in the 101, and you just go onto the app and you select the question and select the correct answer. For modules where your assessment is online, so in other words, let's say it's a multiple choice, but you don't have the questions in your 101, you actually have to go to the module site, you click on Online Assessment, and you begin the assessment, and you answer all the questions there, and these are the ones I was talking about where you're probably going to get your feedback immediately. Okay, so this is for online assessments, and the other app we use for multiple choice assessments. And if you have multiple choice assessments and you don't want to use the app, and since we can't do it via post using the mark reading sheets, you can go to the My UNISA, the assessment info, and then it'll actually give you each question, and you just type in what your correct answer is. Okay, so you use your tutorial letter, you read the question, you say question 1, the answer is A, and then you go on there and you choose A. And that's really it. That's about assignments in a nutshell. On the assessment info page, what I often get is there's a whole bunch of little messages there, and some of the questions that we get is, what do those messages mean? Well, if it says cancelled, that's fairly obvious. It means that your assessment was cancelled for some reason. Now, it could have been you that requested it. Maybe you submitted the wrong documents and you wanted to change it. Or we could have cancelled it. Maybe there was a financial issue, but it was cancelled for some reason. If the message you get is closed, it means that that assignment has passed the due date and we're no longer accepting submissions. Not yet open, again, fairly obvious. It means that it's not yet open for submission. If it's on hold, it means that we're busy marking it and we will release it at some point. PP means it's a portfolio or practical or project of some sort, and with those we normally only release the results as part of the exam results, so at the end of the semester or at the end of the year. If it says replaced, it means that you chose to replace this submission with a later submission. And here's the big tricky one that says resubmit. Okay, so students often go to the site and it says resubmit and they think that's an instruction. It's not an instruction. It means that we have received something from you, but you have the option to resubmit if you want to, because it's not yet the due date. So it's still open to resubmit if you want to. Doesn't mean you have to. Okay, if it just says submit, it means it's open for submission. NA obviously is not available or not applicable. If there's 3 little dots, it means that the marks are still being processed. NV and XX means that it's not yet released. NV stands for non-venue exams, and again, same as the PP, for portfolios or projects, those are only released at the end of the semester or the period. So, thank you for listening. I hope that's answered one or two of your questions about assignments, and if not, please contact your lecturer. You've got their details in the 101 tutorial letter. Contact the assignment department, assign@unisa.ac.za, for admin queries. And if not, spend some time on the website. You will find all the information you want on My UNISA. All of the best with your studies, and good luck.